And here's the part that we don't talk enough about. When you stop self-abandoning, not everybody's going to understand the version of you that is emerging. And that's why staying grounded matters, especially when relationships start to shift. Hi, my friend, and welcome to the Bounce Back Black Woman podcast. I'm Dell, and with God's help, I've overcome some of the toughest trials in life that I could ever have imagined. Do you find yourself struggling to move beyond a heartbreak or a hardship, asking God, why me? Well, I'm here to help women just like you heal and build the resilience to overcome life's greatest trials. If you long for joy and confidence again, this podcast is for you. So grab your headphones and those hardships. Let's talk. Hey there, my friend, and welcome back to Bounce Back Black Woman. Now listen to me for a moment. We are in that point of the year where pressure gets loud. Resolutions, vision boards, new year, new me. But here's the truth. You don't need a new you. You need to stop abandoning the you that already exists. Today's episode, my friend, is tender but truthful, because this is the season where many of us tend to overcommit or overgive or overextend, override our intuition, and overlook our own needs, and all in the name of being quote-unquote strong or selfless or the dependable one. But 2026, it's not going to be another year where you minimize yourself to make everyone else comfortable. So let's talk about it. I want to bring you into a moment that I had not long ago. I realized there was this pattern that I had fallen into, not chosen on purpose, but fell into out of habit. Someone would ask me for help, and I would say yes. Someone needed emotional support, and I'd be there. A request came in, and I'd move everything to make room for it. And meanwhile, my own needs sometimes got pushed to the back burner. My own rest became optional. My own boundaries became flexible. And my dreams, I kept telling myself that my time would come later. Until one day, I caught myself saying yes to something that I heard my spirit saying no to. And that is when it hit me like a revelation. Dell, you can't keep betraying yourself and calling it kindness. Self-abandonment doesn't just happen in the big moments. It happens in the tiny little choices that we make every day that actually begin to silence our own truth. And if you've ever felt that tug of war on the inside, this episode is for you. So let me break down the heart of all of this. Self-abandonment is when you consistently leave yourself behind to meet someone else's needs, expectations, or comfort. It's as simple as that. And it shows up in ways like this. Saying yes when your soul is screaming no. Not because you want to, but because you feel guilty not to. The second way it shows up is by shrinking your truth to avoid conflict. And that means sometimes watering down your own needs, or your voice, or your emotions. The third way is by being loyal to people who drain you. And you begin extending grace that they've never really ever earned. The fourth way is by ignoring the warning signs that your body is giving you. Tension, exhaustion, irritation, fatigue. These, my friend, are alarm bells. They're not personality traits. The fifth way is by putting everyone else's priorities above your own. That's when you start showing up for others more consistently than you even show up for yourself. And that is an absolute no. Absolute no. Number 6 is staying in rooms where your spirit feels unsafe. And we all know that feeling. You can't put your finger on it, but you feel it on the inside. But you stay because leaving feels like disappointment, even though staying feels like a slow emotional death. The seventh way is by treating your dreams like hobbies and everyone else's needs or expectations like responsibilities. Mother wound behavior, father wound behavior, strong friend behavior, survival mode behavior. All of those are not healed woman behavior, my friend. And here's the part that we don't talk enough about. When you stop self-abandoning, not everybody's going to understand the version of you that is emerging. And that's why staying grounded matters, especially when relationships start to shift. And it's also the reason why I'm sharing my free guide, 26 Ruthlessly Intentional Tactics, that has supporting scripture and encouragement. I'm sharing that to help you stay anchored in your healing as you move into the new year, even when other people feel uncomfortable with your growth. And this is where it actually begins to change. So here's the faith reflection, the scripture that anchors this moment. It comes from Mark 12:31, and it actually says, love your neighbor as yourself. Most of us hear and realize that first half, love your neighbor, but we often gloss over or skip the second half of that, as yourself. And how I translate that into Del speak, loving other people was never meant to cost you the love that you owe yourself. God doesn't ask you to disappear. He asks you to steward the gifts, the life, the energy, and the identity that He gave to you uniquely. Self-abandonment actually dishonors what God put in you. Self-honoring is worship to Him. So we always ask why it hurts. So in this case, we're asking why self-abandonment hurts. And it hurts because you know when you are betraying yourself. You can lie all you want or ignore all you want, but you know it on the inside. You feel the disconnection immediately. You become resentful toward other people and even yourself. You start doubting your own inner voice. You feel unseen even when you're surrounded by people. You lose trust in your own decisions, second-guessing everything. Or you begin tolerating things that simply exhaust your soul. So I want you to listen to me gently. Your spirit notices every time you leave yourself behind. Every time. And it keeps score. Not to punish you, but to remind you that you deserve better. And you owe it to yourself to give yourself better. So here's your truth today, my friend. 2026 is not going to be the year that you disappear. It's going to be the year that you return to yourself. And here are the journal prompts I want you to take away this week. Number 1, where did I abandon myself this year? Number 2, who or what am I prioritizing over my own well-being? Number 3, what pattern is it that I'm ready to break for 2026? Number 4, what does self-honoring look like for me now? And number 5, what promise can I make to myself for 2026? My friend, I need you to hear this with your whole heart. You deserve to honor yourself the way that you've honored everybody else. You deserve to show up for yourself with truth, compassion, and courage. And you deserve a year where you stop betraying the woman that God created you to be. So if you're navigating changing relationships or figuring out how to choose yourself in new ways, I want you to know you don't have to do that alone. Because I'm sharing a free guide called 26 Ruthlessly Intentional Tactics, with supporting scripture and encouragement. And I'm sharing it not as a checklist, but as something to help you stay grounded as you continue healing. It's linked below in the show notes, and it's available through the website. Or you can simply go to bit.ly/26tactics and download it. It is there for whenever you're ready. I want you to do a couple of things if this episode spoke to you. I want you to like it. I want you to follow the podcast, share it with a friend, and or leave a review to help others find it, because there's enough of us out there who need to hear this message as they move into 2026. And I want you to remember, my friend, your bounce back begins with ruthless intentionality. And I'll see you in the next episode. Well, that's it for today, my friend. I really hope this episode inspired, encouraged, or just plain comforted you. If so, please share it with a friend who might be struggling in her own healing journey. And if you take a moment to leave a quick review on Apple Podcasts, you'll help other women find encouragement through their heartbreak. Remember that God is holding your hand along this journey. And guess what? I'm holding the other. Life is short, so bounce back, Black woman.